Hey everybody, it's a beautiful, what is it, Tuesday evening? Guys, I rarely stay behind to do these lives because I do my podcasting and my video presentations and my little dissertations. I do them at my place of employment, my place of work. This is Simoson Building, located on plot number 85 on the corner of Lucia and Simon, the corner of Kalusha Road and Simon Lane. So I do these from my office, and because I do that, I do not often record at this time, but being that as it may, I've decided to do that tonight, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Before I get into it today, in preparing for tonight, as I was waiting for 8 p.m. to roll around, I was watching on Netflix the documentary of when Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson wrote a song called We Are the World, and the logistics it took to get all of those different stars, and people like Kenny Rogers and Bruce Springsteen, Stevie Wonder, Cyndi Lauper, Kenny Rogers and Kenny Loggins, and all these big stars. Looking back, because I remember when I was a kid, that was 1985. When I was a kid, we used to think that, it was just a bunch of stars getting together singing a song. We had no idea the type of nightmare, the logistical nightmare it took to get all those stars together. And I thought that was interesting. Remember that song, We Are the World? It impacted us so powerfully. Remember the line, there comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are part of God's great big family. And the truth, love is all we need. Remember that? Oh man, that was so beautiful. It was so pretty, boy. It was pretty. It really was. Tell you. All right, guys, let's talk about it. There's a reason I've come to you tonight. And I want to talk to you about this because if we don't lay this on the line, other people will lay it on the line. If we don't bring this to the fore, other people will bring it to the fore. Earlier today, I heard this gentleman, this man, I really shouldn't call him a gentleman. He's a despot. He's a wayward spiritual mystic. Many of you know him as Seer. You call him Seer 1. I don't call him that. I call him Seer 0. And he's a Nigerian false prophet that has taken it upon himself to attempt to speak and have influence over the lives and the political destiny of our nation. When he doesn't know, he doesn't realize that we Zambians are the captains of our own fate. Ooh, that's deep. That's deep, boy. Andrew Ejimadu thinks that we bow our knees at the altar of his demonic religion. Andrew Seer 0 Ejimadu thinks that we cower, we crumble under the shadow of his ominous false presence. But the truth is, when you look closer at him, when you take a closer look at Andrew, you realize very quickly that he is a tiger with a glass jaw. You realize very quickly that Andrew is nothing but a figment of his own imagination. And I must point out to you tonight, that Andrew seems to think that he wields power over this nation. Because earlier he said that Zambians were writing him. Zambians were sending him messages, and they were saying, Andrew, look at the person you influenced us to vote for. The implication there is that Zambians made a mistake in 2021 when we ushered in a brand new style of leadership in the embodiment of Hakainde Hichilema. Andrew seems to think that Zambians feel that we made a mistake when we removed the brutal regime of ECL and the notorious Patriotic Front. Andrew seems to think that Zambians feel that we made a mistake. And yet the truth is, and this is the truth, the Zambian people voted for HH, not Seer Zero's minions, imps, and demons. Ooh, that's deep there, boy. I need that to sink in your spirit. I need that to get a hold of you. I need that to permeate your personality. The Zambian people, you and I, we ushered in this new administration. We didn't do it at the behest of Andrew and his demons and imps and devils. The Zambian people didn't stand in line for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours at the behest and the influence of Andrew 1, Seer 0, Ejimadu. No, sir, the Zambian people, you and I, everybody from the west to the east, north to the south, every single one of us, boy, we stood in line and we ushered in a new administration because we chose it. We willed it into existence. Are you hearing that? Let me say that again. We willed it into existence. It was because of our will, because you and I are free moral agents. We have the power to choose. And that night in 2021, you and I stood in line and said, you know what? We want a different direction for this nation. We don't want to be on this trajectory of brutality and disenfranchisement that was meted out by the notorious Patriotic Front. We said we want a different direction. And when we spoke, the Zambian people spoke loudly and clearly. So far be it from Andrew to suggest that we ushered in HH because of Andrew. That is nonsense. That is, Andrew sometimes believes his own bull roar. Are you getting that? Because I know he's probably watching this. Andrew, sometimes you believe your own bull roar. And any man that believes their own bull roar, their own nonsense, is a dangerous man. And he doesn't know where he's standing or what his standing is, because you believe your own bull roar. Everybody knows that it was the Zambian people. You and I decide. And then Andrew goes on to say, he says, oh, I've never lost any battle. I've never lost. Whatever I say comes into existence. When I speak it, it becomes, everything I speak, I can't be defeated. I've never been defeated, he says. Well, that's bull roar, because the truth is Andrew Ejimadu was arrested and deported on charges of child molestation. Does that sound to you like a man that is undefeated? Does that sound to you like a man that is the Jagaban? Does that sound to you like a man that is undisputed? Does that sound to you like a man that is unconquerable? No, man. The problem with many of you is that you believe all that bull roar. You believe the nonsense. You believe the stuff that spews out of Andrew's mouth just because he says it. There are some of you, you are so entangled in this mirage, this false picture of who Andrew Ejimadu is, and you are a victim of his deception. You believe everything he says just because he says it. You're lazy is what it is. For those of you that believe everything Andrew, you're lazy. That's what it is. And you must understand that this administration, because, he went on to talk about how, HH is this and HH is that. The truth is, this administration, and I can tell you quite honestly, this administration is looking for genuine concerns and not aimless complaints. You can find a whole ocean of people who want to complain. Complaints are aplenty. You can go anywhere in the world. It's easy for people to complain. What, are you trying to suggest that nobody complained during Vakaunda's era? Are you trying to suggest that nobody complained during Vachiluba's era? Are you trying to erroneously suggest that nobody complained during Vamwanawasovasatava Edgar? Everybody complains. When you give them an opportunity to complain, honey, they will complain. But what we're looking for is we're looking for genuine concerns, fixable concerns, rather than aimless complaints. So if that's the wave that you're riding, if that's the wave that you're sort of surfing on and saying, well, everybody is complaining. Well, if that's the wave, then everybody complains. You can go anywhere in the world, they'll complain. They're complaining in America. They're complaining in Bogota, Colombia. They're complaining in Madagascar. They're complaining in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They're complaining in Columbus, Ohio. What we're looking for are genuine concerns, not aimless complaints. Boom. Now, Andrew goes on to say, forgive me, I don't know how to do a Nigerian accent. Andrew goes on to say, HH is not a politician. Even Edgar Lungu is not a politician. They're amateurs. Well, how in the hell is HH not a politician when, HH has been in active politics, has been an active politician since 2006. So where the hell do you come off saying that HH is not a politician? I mean, the man is a businessman who's been in active politics since 2006. How much of a resume do you need? And besides, Andrew, this is not subject to your approval. Whether or not you believe HH is a politician, we don't care. Who cares? You're just a Nigerian in Nigeria with Nigerian problems. We are Zambians standing on the Zambian soil, dealing with our Zambian problems. Who the hell do you think you are coming over here telling us how to run our affairs when your country is embroiled in all manner of corruption? Your nation is embroiled in all types of debauchery. How dare you step up to the microphone and the plate and suggest that you are the answer to our problems? You're not. You're not the answer to our problems. We deal with our own problems. We've got no right to meddle in Nigerian affairs. So what makes you think that you have the right to meddle in our affairs? Andrew Ejimadu, to the left. You're nothing but a noisemaker. You're a has-been. And here's the thing, and this is what I loved about today's broadcast. I love the fact that Andrew finally recognizes that he no longer has the clout that he thought he once had. I mean, today there were less than 3,000, 4,000 people listening to him. That's telling you something. Andrew, that's a wake-up call. That's saying you don't have it. It's saying you no longer have the attention you once had. You know why? Because Zambians have grown up. Zambians have woken up. Zambians have come out of the slumber of lethargy, and they're seeing things for the way they really are, not the way you're painting them or the way you want to paint them. No. Zambians have woken up. So you can holler, you can whoop, You can shout, you can scream all you want, Andrew Seer Zero Ejimadu. The bottom line is that Zambians are the captains of their own destiny, and you are not a part of that destiny. The quicker you realize that, the better off you are. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To the left, to the left, to the left, honey. To the left. I love it. Well, hey, guys, I got to go. I'm late as it is. I called my wife. I said, look, honey, I'm going to be late tonight. I'm going to do this thing at 8 o'clock. I'm talking about Andrew Seer Zero Ejimadu. She said, you go get him, honey. Go get him. Shake a leg. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. God bless. Good night. Bye.